Hi, my name is Hattie. This video is about my research on the topic Animals in War. First, I'll take a look at the Animal in War Memorial, then refer to some sources I found relate to this topic previously, and finally list to some artifacts in the National Army Museum in London. On November 24, 2004, a special monument designed by English sculptor David Backhouse opened in Hyde Park, London. The Animals in War Memorial is one of the major war monuments in the city. It is for us to remember animals that died in the Great War and World War II for British, Commonwealth, and Allied forces, or make the scale larger to commemorate animals that died in any war for any country or power, and to confess on the pain we human beings had imposed to these innocent creatures. On the arc relief wall, the artist engraved countless images of them, from elephant to firefly, horse to dolphin. Just like the name of the monument tells us, they are all animal warriors. The whole monument is curved and has a gap in the middle that split the arc symmetrically. Four bronzes of different animals appear as walking in line crossing through the monument. Two of them, a horse and a dog, already passed the wall and stand with nothing oppress them, while the dog turns its head back, looks at the two mules on the other side that are still painfully carrying heavy war equipment on their back. I believe this will symbolize a line of freedom or a line between today and past, and I feel like this setting also trying to show the idea that some animals already cured and compensated because of the changing of their role in society, yet some other animals are still waiting to receive the rights they deserve. As Steven Johnston, a professor at the University of Utah, comments in his work Animals in War, the sculpture of the mules don't register viscerally and fails to move the visitor. However, with no offense, I don't really agree with him. The mules are unable to show their pain through facial expression, yet their sick and emaciated body are the great embodiment of the tortures they've been through, along with their heads dropping, and just imagine how heavy the weapons they carried are. This is definitely a heartbreaking scene that deeply touched me. Beside the statues, the slogan "They had no choice" at an eye-catching location on the monument really makes me thought a lot. As Professor Johnson says, war turns inward on and against animals themselves. Yet humans were trying to use animals as another symbol of patriotism by saying animals sacrificed for us. To be clear, they died because of wars, not for us. We chose their fate for them. They are forced to get onto that field, hopelessly lost their life to achieve some stupid goals that has nothing to do with them for another species. Luckily, today, we eventually decide to face our fault in crime. This monument is the best evidence. In addition, these red poppy flowers rings set by people to commemorate either one specific animal or all of them tell us that people are continually looking back and studying this piece of history. We never forget them. I'm a cat person and have a large cat family living in my house in China. About 20 of them are residents. Thus, I was easily attracted by the specimen of this cute little cat named Crimean Tommy in the National Army Museum and amused by its story. In 1855, the British and French army captured the Crimean port. Since the city had been under siege for a whole year, there was not enough food, and troops were starving. One day they saw a cat nearby. It looked healthy and satisfying. Soldiers were curious about how could it live its life so well, and by following the cat Tom, they found a hidden cache of food the Russian had squirreled away at the beginning of the siege. What also in the museum is this skeleton of Napoleon's horse Marengo. This Arab horse was chosen to carry the emperor due to its reliability. He started his job from 6 years old, wounded 8 times during his career life, and eventually captured in 1815 at the Battle of Waterloo. As a typical war horse, he has done his work so well but still only known as an appendant of his owners today. No one will remember his name. Instead, people will just call him Napoleon's horse. Refers to Professor Johnson again. The thing is not about we are not trying to commemorate these animals, but some of our false commemorations make their figure vaguer and ultimately use them only as some sort of symbol of patriotism, or even worse, animals that sacrifice for humans, as I mentioned before. Speaking of horse, this poster of Spielberg's film War Horse in the museum reminds me, beside all the unequal and unfair treatments, animals also plays a role as friend and companion in war. The war horse touched people worldwide. It let us see how humans and animals love each other when both of their lives were vulnerable under the new weapons and war machines with absolute killing power. Soldier and animals support each other. At that point, There was no difference between human and non-human. They were all just pure soul terrified by this cold-blooded world. I used to walk in a war museum and spend my time only on soldiers sacrificed in wars. These animals are too small to be seen in a huge museum. How can their lives be more important than we human selves? I did this whole research and gave an answer to myself. They actually are. Maybe not more important, but unquestionable as important. They died just as we died, hurt just as we hurt, painful just as us, and even more.